a lapel mic or a handheld mic?
I don't know what. It's not gonna fit.
All right. Oh, you know where to put it? You want to just do this one?
I move around a lot.
That's all right. Well, I mean, it's up to you.
See if can you flip it here?
Maybe. Let's see. I'll let you do this. One. So if you'll, then this one is for the sound system in here.
Okay.
And all right. And then let me see this. And all right. There's your little clicker.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Appreciate you.
All right. Has everybody had plenty of caffeine this morning? You're going to need it. You're going to need to hang on and pay close attention. So our next speaker is a sleep navigator with Wellstar. And if you were here last year, you heard Massey Arrington, the director of the sleep program at Wellstar. He was with us last year to talk about the program, and Miss Donnie Brown-Hill is one of the sleep navigators that's a part of that program. And I will tell you, she's got a long list of accomplishments, and I saw in her CV that she's actually working on her doctorate. So in a couple of years, she'll be with us and will be
Mrs. Doctor.
Yeah, Mrs. Doctor. But if you want to see just a great energy, a love and a passion for sleep medicine, you're about to get it. But please help me welcome Miss Donnie Brown-Hill.
Hello. So as he said, I'm Mrs. Donnie. Everyone can it work? Thank you. Can you hear me now? Okay, I go by Mrs. Donnie. Most people call me Mrs. Donnie. And this facility that I work in, Paulding, there are actually 3 Donnies, and I'm the only female. So let me get it. So I usually put Mrs. in front of my name, and I've been called Mrs. forever. Is that better? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All righty. Okay, let's get started. So everybody, please stand up for me. Stand up. Let's shake it off a little bit. Get it. All right, I'm about to pass out something. So raise your hand if you're willing to take one of my posters, okay? So raise your hand. Come on now, let's get it. We got it. I'm gonna lose my breath here. We're gonna lose my breath. Take that one. Let me get over here. Come on. Oh, go this way. Nope. He said no. No. Oh, here. Thank you. Here we go. Woo. All this noise. Sorry. And I'm coming back there. I'm coming. Beep. All 3. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, now keep standing. So I want anybody that works day shift that holds the credential of RPSGT, have a seat. Day shift only. Okay. Give me half. Give me a little bit. All righty. So if you're RPSGT and you work nights, raise your hand. If you're RPSGT and you hold another position besides a sleep tech, raise your hand. Okay. Getting the feel of the room. Okay, everyone have a seat. Now, all of you who hold the credential CCSH, stand up for me. Anyone that holds the credential CCSH, please stand. Awesome. Thank you. Go ahead and have a seat. Just surveying that sounds awful. Surveying the room. So, well, we're going too fast. So this, everyone who got a poster from me, you're going to participate in this. I didn't come to lecture you. I came to have a conversation because it is time for us to transition from RPSGT to CCSH. Everyone else has done it. Respiratory, what do they do? CRT to RT. Nursing, LPN to RN. It is time for us to make the transition. And unfortunately, we haven't defined what that looks like. As you saw in the room, I think we had maybe 5 people who've taken the CCSH. Someone else is going to define us. And for you that don't know, behavioral sleep is already putting an exam together for a navigator, clinical sleep navigator. They're putting it together. I was asked to do the test questions and I declined. So someone else is going to define us, and we're not paying attention. We're really not paying attention because we're seasoned. We're old. We're spicy. Some of us spicy. Unfortunately, some of us are a little salty too. But we're seasoned. The average age is 43. Look around at your table. Ain't no youngsters up in here. How old are you? 24? Oh, baby. She don't same age as my daughter. Okay. 59% of us are over 40. We're aging out. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to us? A lot of us probably in this room, we're OJT. There's a guy in the vending room, he's looking for sleep techs. And I asked him, I said, or are you doing OJT? He said, what is that? I said, that's on the job training. He said, well, we have students that come in and they're in school and we do clinicals. I said, no, you need to find you some techs with OJT. I said, we have to go back. I said, so you're gonna have to figure out how to form some type of committee to get it together so you can go to these high schools. He said, oh, we're going, what you mean high schools? We go to the college. I said, why would you go to the colleges? You go to the high schools because their circadian rhythm is jacked up anyway. They're gonna be up all night anyway, right? So why not get high schoolers that are willing to work 3 nights a week? And guess what? If they want to go to college, they can. Because they're only working 3 nights. And guess what? They ain't gonna be in their mom and daddy pockets because they making enough money. Their mom and daddy gonna be asking for money. So that's where we need to go, into high schools. And we need to find these techs, get them in the sleep center, commit a year to us. And think about it. If they commit a year and they're going to college and the amount of money they're making, you're gonna get them at least 4 till they decide they're gonna move on. So we're gonna have to figure out something because we are definitely aging out. Now, Zipper.com. Anybody know who Zipper is? I don't know who Zipper is. I'm just saying because Zipper told me that if I'm a registered polysomnographer technologist, I got to become a nurse. I need to be a respiratory therapist. I got to do social work, and I got to go to lab school. This is online. Anybody that's looking at what we do, if they pull that up, would you want to be a registered polysomnographer technologist? You got to do all that in order to, in 5 years, wait a minute, you could be a respiratory therapist in 8 years. 8 years. Nobody's going to want to do that. We have to figure out and have to define it ourselves. But more importantly, we got to have the courage. We need you, seasoned, spicy, and some of you salty individuals, to take your CCSH. And I know you're like, well, I ain't got time to be studying. You got time to make money. And that's what you'll do, and you'll make a difference. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about, how we're making a difference at Wellstar. We have a very successful program. These are the pathways. There's 5 for the RPSGT. Most of you are already there. There's 3 pathways for the CCSH. Website is there. I'm not going to explain that. You're adults. You can go look it up, figure out which way works best for you. Now, I'm going to ask a question in the room. Imagine you're talking to someone that doesn't know anything about sleep. How would you describe a registered polysomnography technologist? Somebody. Hello? Excuse me? Say it again. Okay. Okay, what do you go on with? Okay, anybody else? And guess what I get to see? The non-compliance after you finish. That's what I see. That's where we need to come in. All of us that are seasoned, all this education and information, that's where we come in. Because you're right, as a registered sonographer technologist, yes. But what we do as a CCSH, we're catching them when they're non-compliant. We're catching when the cat chews the tubing and they can't wear the CPAP in the hospital. We're catching all these things that are falling through the cracks. So somebody describe what a CCSH is. Anybody? To someone who doesn't know anything about sleep. Okay, anyone else?
Which sometimes it is, but it's also level where you're understanding the pathophysiology of other conditions, how sleep interrelates. You're helping to educate around the connection.
What she said, ding ding, is more, that's one of the things that we do as inpatient navigators. Exactly what she's saying, because they don't understand. They'll tell me, I have a patient, he has congestive heart failure. He also has OSA, and I think he had kidney disease. He said, I'm working on one thing at a time. He said, I'm confused. My doctors are not talking. So I don't know. I said, so I'm just going to work on one thing at a time. And what I tell my patients is, if you loved your mama and you had children you love and a wife that you love, you figure out how to take care of all three of them. So I need you to figure out how to take care of all three of your diseases. And we don't pay attention to that because because the way our health system is set up is so divided. So my patients, when I come in a room and I'm telling them everything, I'm putting it all together, the big picture, and they're like, well, no one said it like that. That's why we're important. That's why the people in this room are important, because you have that information. There's so much knowledge in this room. And we have to start thinking about our future as sleep technologists. Yes, ma'am.
I think that's fine. It's just sleep. I'm dealing with heart. I'm dealing with just understand that getting a good night's sleep could be the core of making it healthy.
Exactly, and that's where we come in as inpatient sleep navigators, and we tie it all together for them. So, thank you for that. So, Mrs. Donnie, the sleep navigator, a little more chunky there, still chunky, but I'm all right. I'm working on it. So, this is one of the events we had at our Paulding Hospital. It was for patients and for staff. That's one of the staff members that came to talk to me. One of the rewarding things about working at Paulding is we have created an environment that sleep is well respected. It's respected to the point that I have staff who ask me, I had one staff member ask me to record our conversation so she can send the recording to her brother so he can start wearing his CPAP. That's where we've gotten in Wellstar system, that they will call us, they will ask us. I have 5 family members, there were 5 nurses, all their husbands are on CPAP now. If they have any problem, I am there. I assist with that. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than the nights. It's so much more that we need to do. I kid you not. It's amazing. I'm going to go over exactly my day. I'm going over Miss Donnie's version of sleep navigation, but it's different because we have 4 hospitals and the culture is different at every hospital. So we have to adjust to that culture. So my culture is more inviting. We all work together. I work from the hospitals who will sign my orders. I work with EVS who will be in a room when I'm talking to a patient and say, yeah, my husband, he wears his CPAP and it feels good every day, because that's how we've created a culture of not buy-in. So many people, when they start a program, they want to buy in. You don't want to buy in. You want embracement. There's a difference. When someone buy in, it's like March Madness. Everybody's buying into March Madness. But if you say April Madness, they're going to look at you crazy because they're not embracing it. Embracement for me is when I'm not there, it's still getting done. They don't do the stop bang because I'm there. They do the stop bang because they embrace the process. So you don't want buy-in, you want embracement. So First thing for me and anybody we bring onto our team, they have to understand you must leave your baggage at the door. Don't nobody care that your husband don't like you don't like him, and your kids get on your nerves. Don't nobody care. You were there to take care of that patient. First and foremost, I go on the units and I talk to everybody. So they know by now. If I say, good morning, sunshine, how you doing? If they say, okay, why are you okay today? Why are you okay today? Well, I'm sleepy. What, you sleepy? What they got to do with you doing your job? They don't say it anymore because at first they were shocked when I said that. Truly, what you being tired got to do with you doing your job? Someone has paid you to come to do this. And you being tired can, guess what? Can jeopardize the care of a patient. And guess what? Your colleagues have to pick up your slack because it still has to be done. So we need to let our baggage be at the door. Leave it in the car. It'll be there waiting for you. It'll be there. It ain't going nowhere. When the last conversation you had with him or her will be in that car when you get in there thinking about going home. I can't stand it. It'll be right there. You ain't got to worry about it. But we don't take it to our patients. We keep it separate. We're so caught up in friendships and not doing our jobs. I don't care if Sally's man ain't doing right by her. She don't need to talk about it on her job. I need her to do her job because she's taking up 20, 30 minutes of what we got to do. So anybody that's on our team understands that we are committed to what we do. We are respected. We maintain that respect because we are, as I call myself, I am the CEE of my life. I am consistent, I am efficient, and I work in excellence in all that I do. So because I am Mrs. Donnie, that means over 30 years I've been married to the same man. I am being consistent, efficient, and I work in excellence in my marriage. I am now a parent. I am no longer parenting. You do know the difference. Okay. When you're a parenting, you have influence. That's before they become grown. When you become a parent, you no longer have influence. So you're there to listen and support. So now I am a parent and I am consistent, efficient, and work in excellence as a parent. No longer parenting. They don't need my opinion. They going through, it's okay, I got you. I got some prayer on it. We're gonna keep on moving. So when I work as an inpatient sleep navigator at Wellstar, it's the same thing. I am the CEE of Paulding. I work what? Consistent, efficient, and in excellence in all that I do. My communication, the way I handle my patients, the way I am in a meeting, when I'm out in the community, I am the CEE. So in all facets of my life, I am consistent, efficient, and I work in excellence. So I came up with a proprietary, it's called heart-to-heart communication. Unfortunately, it came up because year 5 of my marriage, my husband had an affair, and I didn't want to leave, wasn't told to leave because I decided, okay, well, I got to figure out how to make this happen. So I came up with heart-to-heart communication. And I use this every day in all aspects of my life. But I'll also tell you about the I2CU communication in a few minutes. So in the life and the day in the life of Mrs. Donnie, the sleep navigator. Well, it all starts in the morning. Any patient at the 4 hospitals that has a navigator, a stop bang is completed with all inpatients. All inpatients. I'm the busiest because I told you I'm the CEE. So I am the busiest hospital. So I always have double digits every day. So there's 2 ways to trigger me. You can trigger me by the stop bang being greater 5 or greater, or you can trigger me by a consult. For the patient that had the mask, that had a hole from the cat chewing on the mask, that's a consult. So they'll have me go to that patient's room. So I go, before I go to the room, I got to do a detailed chart review. I'm looking at admissions, how many admissions, why they were admitted. I'm looking at sleep studies. I'm looking at all office visits that are related to what's going on. I am looking at any referrals that have been completed. It is very thorough for each patient. An average of an hour is spent on one patient. Average, 45 minutes to an hour between me looking at the chart, seeing the patient and doing my progress notes. So with my double digits, I usually have to triage my patients and figure out who I'm going to see that day and roll the other ones over. After I do the detailed review, I go do my rounds. Now, you know how rounds are in a hospital if you've ever been in one. I'm not the only one rounding. So sometimes I'll get to the room and keep in there and I have to come back. I have to go see another patient. I come back, somebody else is in the room. So I'm playing, I'm moving around, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. We have 4 floors that I do and also ED when the patient is stable. So I see usually 12 patients a day. That's about what I can do and be efficient, work as a CE. Once I finish my rounds, I go do my progress notes. That's gonna take some time, right? Especially if we got someone that's non-compliant. I gotta make sure I get a pen order sent to the hospital so they can sign it, so they can go to the pulmonary or go get a sleep study. Gotta also perfect serve the doctor, the hospitals, and let them know that I put the pen order in, so he'll remind him to sign it. So when that patient is discharged, it's already completed, it's on the discharge. I might have to reach out to care coordination because I got a patient that actually doesn't have insurance. So we got to make sure that they get some insurance. I may reach out to care coordination because I have a patient that is experiencing some type of trauma. We need to get that taken care of. I may need to reach out to congestive heart failure because the patient didn't get their education or they didn't get their, we have cups that they drink out of, ensure they get their cups so they can know how much water they drink. There's a lot that goes on. So I'm trying to make sure I get it all done. That's why I'm the CEE. I'm efficient and I'm consistent, efficient, I work in excellence because there's a lot that we have to pull together. It's different than working nights and having 2 patients. It's different. And that's why I'm here, because there is a transition. There is a transition. And then we also, at our facilities, we go out with the business consultants. So some of these consultants can't get into the doors of these doctors' office. So they call us up. Well, I want to talk about the new program, the Sleep Navigator, so I can go talk to this doctor. Really, they can't get in the door, but they can get in the door with us because it's something new. So we go out with them. Sometimes it's a half a day, sometimes it's a full day. So that means I don't have any patient care done because I'm taking care of that. Unfortunately, well, I'll say fortunately, for my facility, I don't do it because my numbers are so high, I don't have time to do it. So then actually the business consultant, she brings the patients, the doctors to the sleep center. I give a tour, I give information, I educate them, and I give them pamphlets. So that's how she's been able to work with me because I'm just too busy and I'm not going to keep rolling my patients. So after that, community health is another thing. You saw me in the picture, but we also go to health fairs. We also go to churches, so many things that we do individually. Some of us go together, but usually since last year, I think every month we've been somewhere. I just got emailed yesterday from someone who wants us to come on the 24th to do something. So it's bigger than just patient care. You're educating the community. It's so rewarding, so rewarding. So let's talk about heart to heart. Everybody got a poster? Where are you? Read what's the word on your poster. Make sure when I say the word, you raise it. Remember, you're part of my presentation, so if you got a little personality, can you give me some, please? All right, just saying. Okay. So heart to heart. What is heart to heart? Heart to heart is everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be what? You got heard. Everybody wants to. Oh, you can't remember what I'm just trying to say to you. Which one? That's not it. All right, we're sorry. All right, really sorry. All right, see, she was ready though. I don't see the rest. Y'all ready? Don't be playing. Okay, y'all part of my presentation. All right, let's start off. Okay, I'm actually, you want to be a heart, you want to give a heart. To be a heart, you want to be hospitable. You want to be engaging. All right. You want to be attitude, must be positive all the time. Yes. Come on, give me some personality with it. Okay. And you want to be reliable. That's what I'm talking about. I want to be responsive. All right. He said right here. I want to give thanks. Come on, girl. You got a little bit of something. All right. And everybody wants to be heard. They want empathy. They want acceptance. That's right. They want acceptance. They want respect. Let me see. They want empathy. Everybody wants to be heard. They want empathy. They want acceptance. They want respect. They want time. Go, girl. Oh. And then they will trust you. Where's trust? There she goes. The reason is with everybody I meet, I have to interact with so many people that I'm consistent and I'm the same every day. I'm considered to be a bright light where I work because I understand that it takes all of us. And my bad attitude ain't gonna do anything. And me worrying about something that ain't none of my business is not gonna help the situation. So I come in and I'm hospitable to everyone. I speak to everybody. I'm also engaging. I want to ask you how you doing. That's why they can't say they're okay. I need to make sure that besides that, I want to make sure that I'm responsive. I'm sorry, I usually put my hand here. I'm responsive, reliable. Because if they call me, like right now we have issues with our phones and they can't reach me through the phones on my cell phone. So I've given my personal cell number so I can be reached. Because they have embraced the Sleep Navigator program, I want to ensure that they can reach me if they need to. One thing as a sleep tech, especially at night, the eye to the second power is you're usually just interacting, instructing. That's about it. Very little communication. And it's usually about you fixing them, you doing this. That's critical. ICU. And we don't need that when you become a navigator. We need you to give your heart and be a heart to everybody. So you want to be able to be hospitable. Where's hospitable? You about to get fired. Okay, we're going to try this again. All right. We're going to be hospitable. All right. Engaging. That's right. We're going to also have an attitude that is positive. Yes. We're going to be reliable. That's right. We're going to be responsive. That's right. And what else are we going to do? We're going to thank them. Thank you. Oh my God. She said something. She actually said something. But you also want to give your heart. Everybody wants to be heard. And you in front of me. And you see all this. All right. Everybody wants to be, they want it. What? Heard. What else? What? What? Y'all been doing it before. All right. So go ahead, say it again, girl. And what else? What's after empathy? What? What is after that? Not really, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. That goes with hospitable. But everybody wants to be heard. They want empathy. They want acceptance. They want respect. They want time. That's what. Oh, and they'll trust you. I have anywhere from maybe 5 to 30 minutes I can spend with a patient. It depends on what's going on. And I got to get to that trust that they're going to tell me that they're going to do it. Whatever it is. Even if they tell me they won't do CPAP, I'm okay with that too, because they have the right to choose. I had to tell my colleagues that they have the right to choose. And whatever they choose, we give them the best information that we have, but you give them all the information. So we have to be mindful of the way we communicate. So what would you think if you saw that when you went to a patient's room on their door? Think what? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, mm-hmm. So I walked in and this is a 24-year-old newly diagnosed cancer patient. I have a 24-year-old at this time. She's 25 now. So I go into the room and I introduce myself and I say, I just came to send you some love. And then we had a conversation. And after the conversation, he looks at me and he's like, oh, when am I leaving? I'm ready to go. When am I going to leave? Can I go home today? I said, your mom and your dad is out there talking to the doctor. I said, but we're not concerned about making decisions for today. We're making decisions for the future. And he looked at me, he said, yes, ma'am. And with all my patients, what I do is always say, thank you for honoring me with your time. There we go. Girl, you're going to get extra for that one. Extra. And it's important that we have that empathy and that compassion. Now, do anybody in here, I told you, at that time, my daughter was 24 also. Do you think I was thinking about my daughter? I wasn't. Because it wasn't about me. It was about him. My 24-year-old had nothing to do with that. My colleagues say when they take care of patients, they see their mother and their father. I say, I don't. I see a human being. Because your mama don't look like my mama. Your daddy don't talk like my dad. So I see a human being first and foremost, always. And that's what it was. He cared less about a story about my daughter. He needed me at that moment. And that's what we need to understand. Leave your baggage at home. See a human being. If you could just see that, the essence of who we are, the innately good that we are in everybody that you meet, even when they're nasty. I have patients who are racist. I'll come in the room and they won't even look at me. But you guess what? When I say this, they do. I said, thank you for honoring me with your time. They look at me at that point and smile. Because I still did what I needed to do. Because the first and foremost is all about taking care of you. And what you do with that information, I've given it to you. You always have a choice, and it's okay with me. So I leave that patient. Just think about it. I go to another patient's room, and I have a 54-year-old female. This woman is sitting up in the bed with makeup on, jewelry, with $1,000 purse in that chair. I was like, what? Are you sick? Because she was well put together. So I come in and tell her, I introduce myself, tell her why I'm there. And she tells me, I've never slept. I've never slept in my entire life. You know, the first thing I think about, she's experienced trauma. Because if someone tells me they have never slept in their life, when sleep is not safe, you don't sleep. So the first thing I tell patients, male or female, doesn't matter. I said, you know, I'm just going to tell you this. Sometimes when you can't sleep, you experience trauma. And I said, you don't have to say anything. Don't say anything. I just want you to know if you experience some trauma, I said, you got to realize it may not have been you. It might have been something that you've seen. And sleep is no longer safe. I said, and what I recommend, I never say help. I never say go get help. I always say, you need to dump it. It no longer serves you. She started bawling. Makeup everywhere, just crying. She said, I thought I was done with this. When I was a young girl, I had to go to court. He went to jail and I thought I was done with this. I said, you know what? You need to dump this. I said, because see, you're not loving yourself the way you need to be loved. You can't love your husband the way he deserves to be loved, and you're having problems loving your children. I said, so this needs to be dumped. So that's what we do. We find out she doesn't have resources. Then I have to reach out to care coordinator and say, hey, we need to help her. Because our behavioral sleep inpatient doesn't handle that. So those are things I'm walking into. So that's why you got to have heart to heart, because you don't know what you're walking into. So I come into a room, and this is a 47-year-old, uncontrolled diabetes, uncontrolled hypertension, and you know what's next? Got some kidney issues right now. So when I go in a patient's room, I talk to them like this, because I want to make sure that I'm not hovering, that I'm looking at them and they see me. So I have the wife in front of me to the left and the husband to the right. They're both on the bed. And I go and introduce myself and talk about everything. And his wife starts, wow, 17 years I've been telling you this. 17 years. She's mad. I got spit on my face. I got glasses slanging out with her. 17 years. He's been having these events, not breathing. all over the place. So for those patients, and it depends on the patient because remember, I only have a few minutes with them. So all my minutes have to count. So I've had to come up with little strategies. One of them is if I've had a patient I've seen more than once and they're a believer, I'll go with the drowning man story. So everybody knows the drowning man story, right? Water comes in, car comes, get in the car so I can save you. Says, no, I'm gonna stay in my house. God's gonna save me. Water rises, the boat comes, say, get in the boat so I can save you. No, I'm gonna stay in my house. God's gonna save me. Water rises, on top of the roof. Helicopter comes. Say, get in the helicopter so I can save you. Say, oh no, I'm gonna stay in my house. God's gonna save me. He gets to the pearly gates. He says, God, why didn't you save me? He said, I sent you a car, I sent you a boat, and I sent you a helicopter. It was always your decision. So I can't tell it to every patient, so I have to be able to fill the room. So I know who I can tell that to. But then I tell them, now what we have decided now, because they made a decision to make a change, now we need a new vision for our life. So what we're gonna do, I'm your car today. And some of them I've seen twice. I said, I should be your boat. No, we're gonna get in the car this time. We're gonna get in the car because they understand severity of what's going on. So we're gonna get in this car. You got a new vision for your life. So I need you to drive. Now, when you drive, you don't look back, right? You only look forward. So we ain't worried about what was, we're worried about what is. So we're gonna keep on driving. Now you're gonna make stops along the way because we all do. But we're gonna keep driving till we get to the vision. And I tell them to handle their business. Be about your business. Now I can't tell that to everybody. And that's why you have to be able to have heart to heart, because you got to figure out the room. You got to read it. Because you'll come into a room and you'll actually have a overbearing daughter. Daddy has AHI of 54. D sat down to 75 in his sleep study, but he doesn't remember it. And she'll tell you, well, he don't remember. Okay, well, on August 27, 2017, he had a sleep study, but he don't remember. So what do you do in that situation? You give the information, positional therapy, if you consider. So you have to read the room. But I need all of you to consider the CCSH. And if you don't want to, bring somebody on board that might. Get a nurse, get a respiratory therapist, because unfortunately, none of us want to do it. But we're losing. Our field is shrinking. We're aging out. We're aging out, guys. So there's more for us to do. I don't like to go to meetings anymore, conferences, because there's nothing about sleep navigation there for me. And to be perfectly honest with you, I know there's this thing called sleep coach, but what you described is what I do. And I want some information about how to make sure I'm tying it all together to make sure our patients are taken care of in the hospital. So we need some social media. I tried that, didn't work out too good, so I'm going to do a podcast instead. Then the mentorship programs offered by professional organizations. A sleep navigator track at the sleep conference. It'd be an awesome thing. You got some fine navigators out there. And then most important, we need to define what a sleep navigator is. We need to decide what that is. Not zipper, not behavioral sleep. We do. And we haven't done that. So do you guys know that they're paying for navigators? Medicare is now paying for patient navigators. You guys heard? Anybody? Raise your hand. Just one person? Well, guess what? They are. They are now paying for patient navigators. So any facilities you work at can get paid for doing it. Now, right now, you might have to get another certificate on oncology. You guys know that George Washington University and the Susan Cohen for cancer is free to get a certificate, navigator certificate. It is free. You add that to what you have, you got a whole nother position. Depends on your hospital. I know North Fulton, one of the hospitals that they have a lot of cancer patients there. That navigator would be needed within the patient. So just start looking at what's going on in your facility. Also, like I said, create a navigator position. We have Kelly Gladden I call her the original goddess because she was the one that started our program and expanded it to 4 hospitals. So she's someone you can reach out to. If you need her information, just reach out to me. Also primary care, they're in need of navigators too. And you can get paid through the primary care doctors to navigate their patients. So that's another option too. And of course, additional training, which nobody really wants to do. So be a professional. CCSH enhances credibility and recognition within the field of sleep, promotes standardized practices, and advances the quality of care. And that's what I'm talking about doing, guys. It's time for us to rise to the occasion. It's time for us to make this transition. It's time for us to be the professionals. Be respected. Have people want to get some sleep. As I tell my patients, well, I'm okay. I sleep all right. So you've been sleeping bad for so long, you don't know what good is. If you get one good night, you think you did something. How many patients you know like that? So I'm going to ask each table to tell me, and I like to take this back to my colleagues, even if you don't do anything, what could be done differently for us to promote the CCSH? Over here, anybody?
I had the CCHF certificate many years ago before
Mhm.
credentialing not student. But there should be a sidetrack like we do at the national sidetrack just for that
Mm-hmm.
to help you prepare
Okay,
and let you know what you need to do to prepare for the actual.
I like that. You, my dear. Anybody on this table? No, stop aside. Look at you, ear hustling. Come on now. Come on, y'all smart people.
But it is what the role is. We understand it's to educate, but it's because we have them at our lab, but they do a little differently than what you guys do. They're actually the liaison between the physicians and the primary care, because primary care doesn't know sleep, but our doctors love to send everything back to them and try to make them explain it, and orders are all over the place.
Right.
So our educators actually call, once those reports are read, with the results, the next step, try to walk them through it, and it's actually helped primary care also, because they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
So it's that clear definition of what that our role is.
See, I knew y'all had it in you. Go ahead over here. Now you've been talking about people, and I told you to be nice, so you need to talk.
Okay, well, after last year, we tried to get something for like option.
And what does that mean? If somebody had your money, you would go get it if they told you no.
So I'm trying to find out.
No, we ain't gonna try. We're gonna do.
I have found out some, and I need to get some right.
You reach out to me, Kelly Gladden, because she never accepted no. You reach out to me. I'm gonna have my information up there. Okay. We need to take try out of our vocabulary, because you're either gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. And just because it didn't work out the way you planned, don't mean it didn't work out for you. So don't say try. We're gonna do it or we're not. And if it didn't work out, I did it, but it didn't work. All right, over here.
I think that more recognition from hospital administration, just realizing the capability of sleep and being able to have that in the health system. But it's getting somebody to listen. Because I know in our facility, we've kind of been like the redheaded stepchild. We've been pushed aside, but there's a lot of potential. It's just getting recognized.
Okay, somebody's gonna have to be an advocate. And no, it's not. No means not yet. So we're just gonna keep on going. Over here. They certainly do. I'm a veteran. Well, me, yeah. Yeah. Y'all sorry. I'm a vet. I know. Y'all. Ain't no trying. Y'all don't. You don't. I had to. You're not. Oh, that's good, because I actually now in Atlanta they are, and I go all the way to Birmingham to get my care. Cause I can't, you ain't gonna disrespect me. First time you disrespect me is I'm okay. The second time I'm a fool, so I had to leave. All right, over here. Come on. Anything? I got something. You gonna hear have a conversation about something else. Tell me what y'all talking about. I know she would listen. What you?
Actually, we have a mutual friend right there, and I was actually asking if he knew where she was working at. You guys had a conversation with this group.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
all right. So y'all don't have nothing?
no, other than
isn't it amazing how you ask somebody if they had something, they say no, and then they start talking? You ever notice that?
This one's been pushing me to get the CCSH.
She needs to get it, doesn't she?
And I actually got my bachelor's from Charlotte. So whenever they started that program there, I was really interested in it.
Okay.
I just haven't made my way there yet.
Get there, get
I'm
there.
a little scared of the test.
Scared of the test? What's it gonna do? Bite you?
Well, it's been so long since I took the original one. So
How long has it been you been a mama?
Since I've been a mom? 8 years.
Okay, you're still a mama, right?
Yeah.
So you can still do it.
Yeah, it's just a little scary though, you know, you gotta put yourself there. But we're a small lab. So with us having the CCSH and trying to get it put out to the PCPs, it's something that we're trying to navigate.
Well, did y'all hear her say try?
It's just so I think we need some information on
I'm
how.
gonna give you my information. We're gonna be on it over here.
So I have two things. We started the Sleep Navigator program back in 2011, but originally we were told no multiple times.
No, multiple times.
We spoke. What does your CFO look for? Money, right? So the ROI for us that we finally figured out how to speak to the stakeholders, and I think that we need to do a better job educating here, is when we're looking at for primary care HEDIS measures, looking at that next star measure to control hypertension, right? That's a 3.8 weighter that has a lot of financial value. We reduced readmissions by 30% versus our newly diagnosed compliant versus non-compliant. That equated to the next year avoidance of penalty by $400,000. So they don't understand the word sleep because it's undervalued. They may understand nocturnal respiratory cessation, but even still that, what they do understand is financials. And so we have to speak financially to the financial stakeholders as well.
Exactly.
How
Awesome.
do you get in with a hospital who has a sleep lab who isn't doing well, whose own
Side note.
PC?
Side note. Over here. Over here.
We'll work on it. It's a lot of stuff going on at our hospital.
You saw that trick. You saw that trick. She said that she did that trick. The trickety trick. She's intelligent there. Okay, I'll be back to your table. I'll be back to your table, Gary. Oh, my pleasure. Okay, over here. Right.
Want to make sure everybody can start hearing.
Okay.
I think they need to advocate for this position. I've been at this
Let me hold it.
position right now for 4 years, and I've never heard of a navigator ever. I think it would be very helpful to physicians if they could make them more aware, like market this position, go to different labs and let them know this is a position that's, a needed position. It would also take some of the workload off the doctors, and it gives you more time with the patient. Sometimes we have 3 patients. When they come in, you are doing everything you can do just to hook the patient up, let alone tell them about a mask or any kind of treatment option.
Okay, awesome. All righty. So what we're gonna do different? What we're gonna try to do? What's the plan? Are you gonna talk to?
Go to different, advocate.
Okay, all right, we're doing some advocacy. All right, come on over here. What we got? No, that's you're now the spokesperson. See, that's what I'm talking about. A leader.
Really glad to start her career.
Yes.
I said hello.
Who are you?
I'll talk.
Okay, all right.
Sounds like we need to recruit Kelly to come back to Columbia.
Oh, no, that's a lot.
I think the challenge is talking to administration. we have COPD navigators in hospitals,
Mhm.
talking to administration and, being knowledgeable about the topic and educate them why we need it. So I'm not sure, where that Medicare is paying navigators.
Yes, they are. Mhm.
Was it a social media platform? That's helpful in educating people. People need resources to go
It
to.
was, I had a
help.
group, I had a
Yes.
small group, and that
I
was
can hear this, I can hear
unsuccessful.
this.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, but the social media now, it is successful. Yeah, that's why I'm going podcast so I can speak to more people. Over here, what we got?
I think everybody echoed it, patient, doctors, case managers. The ticket that she hit on over there was, readmits, that's the language.
Okay.
So put readmits down.
Yes, and that's what we've
We're
done.
getting paid.
Yeah, we have decreased readmissions, and we also made them a lot of money. Okay, over here.
So what I understand, what we need to do, we gotta start at the beginning.
Okay.
Everybody's understanding the importance of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We are, as technologists, we're getting older. We need to first. We need to first go back to on-the-job training, get some young people in to do the overnight sleep study, so that we can go ahead and go get our
CCSH.
CCSH, so that we can start educating the community and the hospitals and the doctors, so we can get those people that have been non-compliant.
Okay, I wouldn't go with that, but what's your plan?
Well, we've already started.
Awesome.
We've already started back doing the on-the-job training.
Yeah. Awesome. This table over here?
That's my baby.
Okay.
You're the same way. We started off the job training because of the shortage of sick bag. We're fixing to start our second round of training, 2 at a time.
Okay.
Thoroughly get them in there. But I think some of the other stuff, being seasoned practice as we are, you're right, we're growing out of it. I think we also need to push the CCSH and Navigator with our young.
I need your old folks, because y'all got all that. Yeah, but we need you in there first, because that's the issue. No one's getting in there. We need the experience in there. What about this table, ladies and gentlemen?
We old.
I am. Y'all salty. I'm spicy.
Yeah, we're very
We've
salty.
been here a long time.
You know, it's not just that administration doesn't recognize the need for it. We don't really have any advocates on our side, physicians, things like that. That's gonna be kind of required to get over that hump, to even open that up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say this. What he said is you need advocates, you need the doctors and the physicians on your side. Kelly Gladden had Kelly Gladden. Kelly Gladden went into these meetings, and if she couldn't go into the door, we did have a medical director, and Massey Arrington is our AVP, that would go in these rooms and speak on our behalf. So that's 2 people you need, your medical director and you need your AVP, or your somebody, a supervisor. But Kelly Gladden did that. She went into these rooms. She didn't accept no. She said, let me show you the return of investment. That's what we have to do. It takes just effort and commitment to do it. Truly. We're waiting for somebody else to do it. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody coming to save us. It's up to us. Pass it on. Tell your others, like, it's up to us to make this change. Nobody's coming to save us. So we have to decide what it looks like for us. And most importantly, we need to start defining it. Get on some boards. Start posting on LinkedIn. Connect to each other so we can make a group, so we can define what this is for us. Because ultimately, we're aging out. And what's going to be left? Because nursing is having a lot of problems, because these new nurses have no critical thinking skills. I'm telling you, it's scary. It's scary. Yeah, they don't have any. That's why I need these seasoned individuals to come CCSH. They don't know what to do next. And then you give them a checklist and they don't even do everything on the checklist. No, I'm just saying. So I'm at the end. So I'm gonna what I'd say to all my patients, to you too. I want to thank each and every one of you for honoring me with your time. And as you are fully aware of, what you are fully aware of, you can always make more money, but you can't get more time. So what you got left, make it precious, please. And I ask my patients to promise me, no matter what stage of cancer they're in, no matter what they're going through, whatever you have left, make it precious. And that's what I'm asking in this room. Some of us still got something left. Be about your business of sleep. Be an advocate for us. Speak on our behalf. Educate where you can. I educate in the hallways. I educate on the streets. Educate where you can. It's not many of us out there. So let's be about our business of sleep, okay? Here's my information. It's my personal information. That is my personal email, because I've had to do cybersecurity retraining because I clicked on the wrong thing. So I'm using my personal email so I won't have to worry about going through training again, because if you email me at Wellstar, I might click on it, it's the wrong one, and then I got to go to training. Just saying. So yes.
I would love to have some kind of guideline, bullet point for segues that you use. I mean, this is my wordology. Because sometimes, even though we can use our own words, some of what you're saying is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And I love that. And I love how you honor everybody and the words you use to honor those people. Some of us wouldn't even think of, or would not think of later. But if we had a guideline, some of the segues that you
Email me. Anybody else? Thank you, beautiful people.